Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is combo number 2. I'm Tom Flores.
This is Alexander Morris.
And I'm Travis here.
All right, and today we'll be talking about
Deadpool.
All right. Now, it's been out for, I believe, a couple weeks now?
Yeah.
Third week. This is its third weekend.
Yes.
This is third weekend. It's doing really good. It's hit, is it 600 million worldwide?
600 million worldwide.
Yeah, so it's
over 100 million just here in the U.S.
Yeah, so it's definitely a big success, blockbuster hit, everything.
3,200
Highest-
theaters, man.
It's like worldwide highest grossing. Not only it's the highest grossing R-rated film, but it's also the highest grossing film to be directed by a first-time director.
That's right. This is his first time, and I think the only thing anyone could really recognize from doing, he did that TV spot trailer for Batman Arkham Origins. That's like the only thing anyone else knows for him. So this is it.
I think in his IMDb page, he's like a visual effects supervisor. He did a visual effects supervisor job for like a few Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So visual effects is his thing.
But yeah. So this is overall. I think this is overall not only like one of the best superhero movies ever. I know it's an origin movie, so it's like probably the best origin, one of the best origins, one of the best superhero. But it's also, I think, one of the best comedies. Like this could definitely go into the top 10 for like all movie history of comedies.
This could be like one of the best comedies, definitely of 2016.
Oh, for sure, 2016. But overall, I'm just saying overall in the history of comedies, this is one of the best because it's just downright hilarious. Like I missed a couple of lines of dialogue. I was laughing so hard.
I don't know about all in history, just because it's a superhero movie and it's kind of in a different genre. But yeah, I agree with you on that, brother.
Okay.
Is it really a superhero movie though? Like, and of course we could get to a serious topic when on this if we're talking about like the Man of Steel controversy.
Oh god, Travis is getting into it.
Oh my god, no, but I'm just saying like superheroes. When I think superheroes, I think someone who's heroic and saves people, and by saves people, not just I damaged the city, but I stopped the weapon that was going to kill even more people. I'm talking about, like, I actually go and I care about every single life. Deadpool's not that kind of person. I mean, yeah, the whole plot.
Just call him hero then?
Actually, you're
book-
right, because this movie is
Anti-
actually more of a personal vendetta thing. This is a personal movie, and they even argue it's actually a romantic film too, because there's a lot of it is a love story.
Romantic plot was
Sorry,
done.
love story. It's a love story too.
The love story plot was actually handled pretty well.
I feel it was a very realistic love story between the two, because it wasn't all mushy gooey. It was more like we joke a lot.
Crazy fits your crazy.
Yeah. So I think that it's like a true romance, like that kind of just crazy love story.
The only reason why we consider this to be even in the superhero category is because
He's a Marvel character.
Not even just that. I mean, he has powers.
Yeah.
He's super heals. That's pretty much it.
And he's connected to the X-Men.
And I don't know much about him, but I believe not only with his fast regenerative health that Deadpool has, I think he can like kind of teleport. I believe that's one of his powers.
His power set is a little inconsistent depending on who's writing him.
Like he can actually speak different languages too, apparently, and he's omnisexual.
Is that a word?
Basically, whatever the situation is, that's the genitalia he'll just have. Like that's like the list of his powers.
I haven't heard that. I just heard he's attracted to like any person.
But that's why he's omnisexual, because his genitalia will fit whatever the situation is.
I don't even think they had any of that in this.
No, I'm saying overall that's just they mostly just focused on he can just heal fast.
Deadpool is. I've heard someone compare Deadpool as like the Bugs Bunny of Marvel Comics. Like he's not like first of all he breaks the fourth wall. He pretty much comes in to mess up everyone else's day. And he just kind of gets in the way of a serious, normal superhero story just to like...
He just sticks around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, I see that, yeah. That's actually, yeah.
So, of course, he might have an inconsistent power set or something. Like, in this movie, all we know is that he's just...
They just focused on that.
He's really skilled in fighting.
Well, that's not his power. He was trained that way.
Yeah.
The only powers he was given was just the health, the regenerative health. So that's it. And he can actually regrow limbs, which is cool. So I don't think Wolverine can regrow limbs. He just heals. This one, we can regrow his limbs.
I think Wolverine can, but I don't know. But yeah, definitely Deadpool has a stronger healing factor than Wolverine in that he could be...
Why are we bringing up
because he's actually that's how this character was made in the first place. Not in the comic books. They took Wolverine's powers to make this character. He actually.
That's right, with Origins.
Yeah, because Deadpool actually makes fun of Wolverine a lot in general, and in this one they obviously made fun of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in particular, but the regenerative health is of Wolverine's. But I believe Deadpool has like what you said, a stronger healing factor because he can regrow limbs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could be atomized, like completely disintegrated, and he can just come back.
Yeah, so he's almost got that, almost like has that Dr. Manhattan feel. Then like that regenerative health, he can reatomize himself.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about the movie as a whole?
I think it was great. I could keep it's so good because I can keep rewatching it without ever being bored. It moves so fast that I want to keep rewatching it, but I'll never get bored rewatching it.
It was very refreshing. One of the ways is refreshing. It was just something very new, and it wasn't because it was rated R. I mean, of course, the nature of why it was rated R is part of it. The curses. It's very violent. There's sex is a major part of the story and the character, but it's just the overall charm of the movie. And another thing was that the plot was really small in scope and very simple. Like, the plot was basically bad man hurts good man. Good man wants revenge on bad man. Bad man takes good man's girl away. Good man has to stop bad man from hurting girl and gets the girl back. We've seen that kind of plot, or it's kind of like a fusion of two plots with the hurts good man and steals good man's girl. We've seen that in many different movies.
That cliche.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where I'm thinking, wow. Like, after I walked out and I thought about it more, I'm thinking, wow, that was really the plot of this movie. It was very simple. It was how they messed with the framework of the movie, which is what made this movie very unique in that regard.
Okay. What do you think? What do you think, Alex?
Dude, I liked it as a whole, man. There wasn't really any faulty pieces of it in the script, even as itself. But what I liked more than anything about this film is that it was a dream come true. They worked so hard to get it done, to get the funding. That was a controversy. Getting the right director, getting Ryan on it, Ryan being part of the writing process, going through 3 writers,
It's the whole 12-year process.
And on and on. Yeah. And to see it come to light, is definitely original.
This is a movie that felt... This is like the one superhero movie that felt more like a passion project. This is like the first superhero movie that felt like that in a while.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'd say it'd be like definitely a big fan service for the overall, because how big of a fan club Deadpool has, and how strong those fans are and just passionate about him.
Deadpool is like if you dress up like Deadpool at a Comic-Con, it's your excuse to act obnoxious.
Oh, it's like, this is my dick card. I can be a dick.
Yes, exactly.
This is my asshole
I'm dressed up like Deadpool. I can act like a crazy person.
Yeah. I think you guys are right that it was the passion, and then also to how it used the same formula, just redid it. And what I liked, I went there just for all the fourth wall jokes, and basically too, I was hoping, like, please make fun of the studio and what they did with that one line about the Xavier house. It's like, there's only 2 of you in such a big house. You could feel like the studio couldn't afford one more X-Men. It's like I went there for the jokes, for his jokes, his commentary, because what I've seen, what I've read, and what I've watched in the video game Deadpool, dude is hilarious on his commentary on all.
Remember X-Men Origins?
Yeah, that and then that feel again in this. Well, what I noticed, there was definitely a big difference though in these 2 different Deadpools.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds played, because in X-Men Origins he actually just played Wade Wilson. In this one he played Wilson and then Deadpool. And what I noticed in the first one, in the X-Men Origins, that first appearance of the character Wade Wilson, all that dude did was just talk. He just wouldn't shut the hell up. He just wouldn't shut up. His mouth just kept going, not in like a smart ass way, just like I'm just talking about everything my eyes see and my thoughts think. That's it. That's why I thought it was funny in the first beginning part of X-Men Origins. He just kept talking. He was like, "Hey, everyone's dead. There's a lot of dudes in this elevator. No, I can't stop talking even if I wanted to. I just keep talking. I just keep talking. That's all I do." And this one was definitely just a smart ass Merc with a mouth. It was really more Deadpool. If anything, that was just Wade Wilson, how he was in his old days. And then this is what Deadpool is now. Like, it was more of a calmer Merc with a mouth.
Although I'm pretty sure that I don't think X-Men Origins Wolverine, in terms of continuity, counts to the timeline of Deadpool.
Oh,
anymore.
what's it called? Oh gosh, it's that there's that thing people say. It's like how the whole controversy, for example, with not the controversy, but like how certain
Are you talking about his joke he makes about?
No, I'm talking about like what counts and what doesn't count in certain universes and timelines. There's a line. There's a phrase. I forgot what it was.
It's all good.
Yeah, but it's basically
Like retcon?
no, like basically what counts in the storyline, what doesn't count in the storyline. No matter how much stuff has been written before, this is what we take. This is what we count as part of this universe. Nothing else.
Well, the reason why
that's what I mean.
I bring up X-Men Origins is because that movie had a lot of characters in it. It had a lot of background characters in it. And out of all the background characters, because it was about Wolverine, Deadpool drew the most attention. Everyone was waiting.
Canon! Sorry. I just realized what the board was. It's canon.
Okay.
Hey, that's weird.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Was waiting for his movie to come out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the fans were waiting.
Oh, because they teased Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
Let's give us Dead.
And it wasn't like we were waiting on Gambit or we were waiting, on anything else. Cool character, not waiting on his own movie. Deadpool definitely stole the show for being in the film that much.
Oh, for that small part.
Yeah.
It's like we finally got Deadpool, and then it was just like the biggest betrayal when his mouth gets sewn up. Or sewn up.
Oh, at the end of Origins. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I hear that actually happens to him in the comic books. That character somehow, I know there's a lot of stuff, but his mouth gets somehow shut and sewn up later in one of the timelines in his comic books. That happens to him.
I would.
Yeah, he still is able to talk somehow.
I wouldn't know that. I don't read too many Deadpool comics.
No, I haven't read a single one. It's just what I've heard from people talking about it.
But I know that a lot of people were very furious that they sewed his mouth shut, and it was almost like, okay, you're pretty much Deadpool in name only.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, that wasn't his movie, so it's all good.
Yeah.
It teased who we have to look forward to.
Plus, that movie wasn't that great, and X-Men Days of Future Past erased it, as far as we know. So,
true. But anyway, back to Deadpool. This movie was great because it was. I think I like it. It's almost the same way I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a superhero movie, but the people who are heroes are not good people. Are not hero material. I mean, they always say like you're not hero material, but not just bad. They're just not good people in general. In Guardians of the Galaxy, you had the thief, the assassin, the two bounty hunters, and the freaking maniac. And in this one, you just have an ex-special forces guy who just definitely has PTSD, and he's just handling it in his own way. And he just doesn't do good stuff. I mean, he helps out. Obviously, at the beginning, he helped out that one girl with a stalker, and that was so freaking hilarious to see with the pizza, the knife, and the gun. And that was great in the pictures. But he is also too. He's dealing with his. There's moments where you see he's dealing with his own version of PTSD.
It's funny. It's interesting you mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy because obviously this movie is doing very well in the box office, like Guardians did, but it's doing very well at the box office, even though it's R-rated. So supposedly not as many people are going to go see it. Well,
people sneak in.
People proved it. People proved it wrong. A lot of people were willing to pay for this movie,
and now all of a sudden they're like demanding second one. Do it now. It's like a demand.
Yeah,
and it's
now
like,
there's a sequel.
And that's what I'm excited for, but slightly nervous because I hope this doesn't go down like a trendy path. I hope it sticks true to just what Deadpool is, because that's why Deadpool works, because nothing else has been done why. To me, this is like that movie. This is the End works so well. Nothing has been done like that beforehand. This is why again Deadpool works so well. Nothing has been out there or has in the past, and that's why they need hopefully in the next one they realize don't go down like Fast and Furious trendy. Keep to what this is, funny, original, and we just go to see Deadpool commentary because like he made comments on everything from the studio to life to even joking about Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything. That's why it really worked. He even joked about other actors, Samuel Jackson, Mel Gibson, Cary. He just kept listing actors. So the guy is knowledgeable in what is in just
pop culture.
Pop culture. That's it.
Especially 90s pop culture. He makes a lot of like 90s music references.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was so. Yeah.
But anyway, back to the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. James Gunn recently wrote an op-ed online talking about. Basically, his quote is, "I hope Hollywood isn't learning the wrong lessons from this movie."
Okay.
And he's worried,
Deadpool,
now we're going to see a bunch of R-rated superhero movies. And because people like that now, and it's like, that's not why we liked Deadpool. We didn't like it because it had the R rating. I mean, yeah, there were a bunch of people that were cheering that it had the R rating, but they did the same thing for Die Hard 5, and Die Hard 5 is terrible.
I think that was more for they cheered. It's kind of like, you better have it. Like, that's why, like, there's certain things in certain movies when they come out, it's like when you hear about, like, wait, is it going to be good? Oh, you have that? Okay, good. So you're going down the path of what? You're sticking true. People only got happy for it's the R rating because, like, at least they're staying true to Deadpool. Like, it's a sign of, okay, they're staying true to what he is. Keep going. Let's see what else is on. It's like that.
Yeah, he's really the only superhero that can have that exception. It's not like Wolverine is going to have an R rating.
Well, that's what they said the third one's actually going to have.
Oh, okay, but I'm
you
saying...
You can have it and to make it more violent.
Yeah, but it doesn't suit the character.
Again, it's suiting the character, and that's why we have marketing teams at studios. This way of this, way of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think using that comment is kind of a little too jumpy. That's almost reaching.
Okay.
Because Deadpool is very, what is it? That's a face that I would sit on.
Oh, so great.
That's original in the sense because he's the only one who says it.
His girlfriend says it. But
I'm saying his movie is the only one that says it.
Yeah.
Wolverine doesn't say it. If Cyclops had a movie, he wouldn't say it. Rogue doesn't say it. The Avengers don't say that. They're more in the sense of, would you, or like, what was it in the last one? It was
Ultron?
No, their funny spit was the cussing. So
Ultron.
Watch your language.
Language.
Yeah, language. Yeah. Is anyone gonna go back on the fact that Cap just said language?
Yeah,
it slipped out. That's their type thing. That's why they got can do a PG-13 real nice and easy. They could, you could go R. You could add more violence, but that kind of just
takes away. And then it's like more. Then if that happened, it's like, well, how does Captain America function in that then?
And that's what makes this movie an A+ rating, personally, in my book, because they fit it just where it needed to be. It took the time, and you even had said earlier, Travis, that it came out at the right time.
Yeah, we were talking. You two were both talking about how, because obviously this movie has been on the books. It's been in development hell for a while before this release.
A long time.
Basically, and at one point I read a few Entertainment Weekly articles interviewing Tim Miller, the director, and at one point when he pitched it to like 2 or 3 years ago to Fox, the studio head at the time, they got a new guy now, but the studio head at the time said, "I don't get it. It's like, who's going to watch this? Who's going to watch an R-rated, superhero movie in our X-Men film series? No one's going to do this." No. But then, Comic-Con happened, and someone, it's been rumored it might have been Ryan Reynolds, released like CG test footage that was made for the movie, which was a version of that highway scene.
Right, that's what people use the highway part.
And the response was overwhelmingly positive because people were like, yeah, this is the Deadpool movie we want. And he was cursing left and right. Decapitation happens in the very end. It was very funny. Violent.
Yeah.
And by that time, I think Fox got a new studio head, and they saw the response, and how Hollywood works. They see dollar signs, they see the response, they figured, oh, people are actually going to see this.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, green light.
Because they are, you got to know, like, of course everyone's going to see this. This character's been popular since he first showed up.
Mm-hmm.
He's been popular. What else? What else do I like about? it just the thing that really made me happy was the commentary on pop culture and how the studios work. Like the opening credits scene, instead of saying the list of characters, names, it was like sexy lead, the hot girl, British villain,
overpaid tool
Director.
the tool overpaid
I like the
director,
writers.
moody teenager, Russian character, like foreign character actor.
CGI character.
That was that CGI character.
That was cool. I mean, now that you say Russian, because I was thinking of Colossus.
Yeah.
I mean, they use characters that kind of get overlooked.
Yeah.
In the X-Men
in the X-Men series
The
for the
X-Men
movies,
yeah.
Colossus wasn't always the front, but he was the big background guy all the time. That other actor who played Colossus, not this one, the other one, that linebacker All American, he was there all the time. And then he came back in Days of Future Past when he went back to the new present. And it's like when this one came out, I was like, oh, I kind of wished him, because they're like, all right, but still the character Colossus came up, and he was such a great father figure, and that's how I saw him. He was the guy who mentored people, even back then with the other. Colossus. He's the guy who's there to be the big brother.
I kind of liked how he never changes into normal form ever
Yeah,
in the movie.
people
It's
say
like he
that.
just
Yeah, I
stayed.
remember that.
He stayed a cartoon character.
And he was the moral compass cartoon.
He's the more compass cartoon character, and just there was such a charm to that.
I like who he's paired with too. Like Nega Sonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah.
That's her name.
That's your name? That's badass.
Oh my god!
Sonic, what the shit?
Who apparently is an actual character in the books
Yeah,
as of like a couple of years ago.
She's in one universe for 6 pages.
Yeah, sure.
6 pages total.
Her power is awesome.
It's almost like they took the one character that could just be a cartoon, and they decided the other one has to be the most obscure thing they could find, so they brought up Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Well, actually, the thing about it is because you got to remember there's licensing in place, there's rights to debate over. So they went down the list because Fox has a lot of rights when it comes to the characters. So they went, all right, let's go have a conversation with Stan Lee. This was 4 years ago. Go have a conversation with him to sit down, and this before even Ryan Reynolds was like, all right, I'm good with it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
They go, can we pick one that you guys haven't owned yet?
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
Okay.
But she's in only 6 pages in one universe.
And so bringing her. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I like the other. I like the other name, Angel Dust. Ajax's right-hand woman, basically, because like his name was funny. Like Ajax and your real name's Francis. That whole thing was hilarious.
He
oh my
named
god,
himself after soap,
dude! And that's the thing. At my work, I use Ajax a lot, so that's why I was laughing even harder when he said Ajax. I'm like, Ajax, what is that? Oh my gosh, that's so not bad. At first, Ajax was like, it's kind of bad. No, it's not. It's not. Francis is better than Ajax. But then her character, his right-hand lady was Angel Dust.
What was up with that?
That's an awesome name, though.
That's a drug, man.
I know. That's why I was like, she's so badass in that. Like she's honestly basically her powers are super strength.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and she can just take a beating, but
she took on Colossus. Yeah.
Yeah, she and that's metal. She had full on metal and just cracked his jaw basically. That whole fight scene between them was hilarious.
Oh.
That's again hitting on that. The whole movie hitting on studio stuff. Because I remember when it first happened, I was laughing so hard because I got it. I mean, obviously, I talked to you about it. I know this could be something in different ways of why.
This is the scene where
they're fighting. They're fighting,
and then she has a nip slip.
And he covers it because he's like, and Colossus, because he's the good, he's like such a big Boy Scout base. He's like, oh, sorry, you might want to. Then we'll continue. I saw that. I know you said you saw it as a different type of like joke they were making. I saw that as the subtle joke to say because how much actresses get paid for nudity. And I remember when the latest Riddick, there was so much nudity, and then when the main girl's nude, they only show one nipple, and I'm like, what the hell? Why not just show the whole thing? And then I watched an interview. It's because they paid her by the nipple. And so
it's contracted,
and so when they go to the strip club in Deadpool, there's just nipples everywhere, and I'm like, yeah, this is a Deadpool movie. His T.J. Miller's character is like, I'm good here. Yeah, here you go. Bye bye. and then her I mean, she wasn't the main female, but she was like the second one because it was his love interest than her. She has a nip slip, and everyone's like piques interest. Like, here we go, and he's like, oh, sorry. We're like, oh, what? Why? I'm like, I see what you did there. This is a studio joke, like the X-Men one. That's good. That was clever because you pay by the nipple. That's why I love. That's why this movie is really good.
You can also look at it as a joke about women or female comic book character costumes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, have you ever looked at Wonder Woman and wonder how is it her boobs have not slipped out?
And there's no support.
'Cause there's no
it's a
straps.
tube top. It's a tube top.
Yeah.
It is a tube top. But yeah. So
The only thing I didn't like was and I don't want to get too much into the scene, but he gets stabbed and he sees the animated stuff.
that's to show. Well, that's to show how he is.
I still didn't.
You didn't get it.
It took me right out of the movie.
It was too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like no.
I got it because it made sense because of how after what happened to him that because it's a horrific thing what changes him that basically first of all that's like the most horrible form of torture ever, the oxygen tank.
That was actually hard to watch.
No. I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying the tank. The thing with him after that, you see, he not only breaks the fourth wall. He's talking to the audience. He's talking to the characters with him, but he is also talking to himself and his two little subconscious things. He's almost talking to his angel and his devil at the same time while talking to himself, talking to the audience, talking to the characters. Even Colossus is like, "Who are you talking to?" He's like, "Not talking to you. Shut up." He's like, "I'm not talking to you." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't think you were even talking to the audience. You were talking to yourself or whatever, the little voice in your head." So the stab, and you see when he gets stabbed in the head, the little cartoons you see, that's just how he is. He's kind of a manic character, and especially inside his skull because the way he just.
I realized that it took me out.
Nice. I thought that was just funny because one of the little creatures are having sex. That was so
That's
great.
right,
I saw him like right in front of her eyeball or was it her mouth? Oh my gosh. So, any final thoughts?
Clever line. Oh, that's like a fourth wall and a fourth wall. That's 16 walls I'm breaking.
Yeah, that was great. That was good. You, Travis?
I don't know. My only criticism is that I didn't know a lot of the 90s references he was saying, and I guess that was like, I know that he was a character that came out of the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like the music and like the
Salt and pepper, man. You might have just needed to be in another generation to appreciate.
Well,
I guess
I mean,
so.
also too, that's probably. I mean, we're not going to get the humor because it's for the '90s people who were there for him at the beginning. That's what the movie's really for. I mean, people can become fans now, even before this movie came out, but they stick true. This is for the people who were there at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I get okay.
Yeah.
So felt left out of the loop.
Yeah, but it's interesting that they gave the actual creator Rob Liefeld and I think the artist a cameo in the movie.
They did.
They did. Yeah, it was when you first went inside the bar, and I think the artist was there as well. But he said like, "Hey, what's up, person?" I forget the artist's name.
Uh-huh.
I'll look it up later. And then he says, "Hello, what's up? What's up, name? What's up, Liefeld?" And I would look closely because I was like, "Oh, that's Rob Liefeld, the writer creator of Deadpool." Oh, nice.
That's
He's
cool.
in this. Doesn't have quite the Stan Lee cameo.
That was a good cameo.
He was the guy. He was the announcer
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the strip.
And it's for me overall, it's really it's a good movie. I think it's one of the best comedies, and I like how it's a different take on what the whole superhero thing because this isn't a hero. It's
No.
that's why I like this is one of my favorite Marvel movies. And I'm a DC guy. I like DC more, and this movie was great because it's just funny. The social commentary, the pop culture commentary, the everything he says, all those jokes. It was hilarious. It was great. It was everything about it. It was gory, fun action, but it was kind of funny gory. Like the way he killed everyone was funny. It was different, like than you see most people, and his interaction with X-Men, and how it also teases the other Marvel universes in the background. You got to pay attention to stuff, and and also too how Ryan Reynolds is making fun of himself in this movie. Like Deadpool's making fun of Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds seemed like he was having a lot of fun in this role,
and
you
you
could tell
though.
he was very passionate, and it made sense that he got a producer credit
And
considering how much
you got to have
influence he
fun
had.
with this one because it's just a fun. It's a fun movie. It's just an entertaining movie that turns out to be an amazing movie.
Mhm.
And honestly, go if you haven't seen it, go see it. And since it's a Marvel movie, we all know you stay till the end credits scene. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but just you got to stay.
Mhm.
So yeah, go see it. It's I'd say what 10 out of 10 across the board here.
Yeah.
We have a grading system.
Yeah, right now we do. All right,
Yeah,
well,
sure.
thanks again for joining us. Hope you enjoyed. Go see the movie. Let us know what you think about it. All that good stuff in the comments. Once again, I'm Tom Flores.
It's Alexander Morris.
And I'm Travis, and I guess we'll be back for a more depressing thing with Batman v Superman. No fun allowed.
Catch you again.
So awkward how that was timed. See ya.
The comment number 2. Thanks once again for joining us. You all have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.